I want to begin this morning in a similar way that I began my post last week, and that was to say, "Hi, hi, Jay. It's good to see you, and it's good to be seen, Jay." Um, I'll tell you why I begin this way once again in just a minute, but I wanted to say, I guess a picture or even more a video is truly worth 1,000 words. Last week's video got more responses than I've ever received on a post. Um, and this was not only on the Substack platform itself, in a couple of reactions and a couple of comments, but I also posted and shared it on other platforms like Facebook and LinkedIn that got a number of responses. I got some direct messages behind the scenes and texts and emails from 20 or more of you. And that's a lot for me. And then I noticed that if I had to cull kind of some of your responses down to one primary theme, you kind of went and reflected this theme of it's good to see you. It's good to see you, Jason. And one of you, a friend from high school, even said, "Hi, Jay," which meant a lot to me. And so I want to tell you why I opened with that kind of introduction, even as one of my close neighbor and friends said, you sounded a little bit like Mr. Rogers, and even as his wife said, and that's a good thing. That's okay. And yeah, I mean, I am just being myself. So I don't think it was. I didn't take it as a critique that I can maybe sound a little bit like Mr. Rogers. But the reason I wanted to begin this way again this morning is because I noticed that as I kind of referred to myself as Jay, it kind of set up and allowed me to be able to record the rest of the video in kind of a state of ease. And that is because Jay is obviously kind of an informal reference to me, but it's also a tender reference. My grandmother, if you've read the beginning of my memoir, my grandmother, Nanny, would often call me Jay. My great aunt, Henny, my grandmother's sister, would call me Jay. My parents at times have called me Jay, my sister, and really close friends. So it's a informal and almost, I mean, really intimate um, naming of me. And so if I'm talking about kind of connection with one another, in deeper ways and in genuine ways, then Jay, reflects a really an example of that. So I don't know if that's making sense to you, but yeah, it allows me to feel more genuine and informal. Um, Another thing I noted about last week's video is like it's not sensational stuff. I'm not necessarily sexy or exciting. Um, and yet another friend said, "Well, Jason, you're not about just stimulating dopamine hits in people. You're about depth and creating more depth and deeper conversation with folks." And so that's true. That's what I'm about. Um, Depth. And so let's see. What did I? Let me end with, because I want to keep this video a little shorter than last week's was. Um, just another layer of thinking about. Last week I talked about kind of these layers of small talk or surface level talk, like how you doing, middle talk that may get into a little more personal kind of story questions like how's your family, um, and then deeper questions that even get more at well, how are you really? And I was thinking of a yet another question that I would include in the depths, and that is who are you? Not just how are you, but who are you? And as I put myself out in this way, to just be myself, hopefully you see who I am. But it's back to this deeper theme, and I'm curious if you resonate with this at all. But back to how you responded to me of it's nice to see you, Jason. I'd leave us with the question this morning: do you feel seen? Do you feel truly seen by the other people in your life for who you truly are? And do you allow yourself to be seen in this way? I and again, I'm curious about your feedback. I mean, for me, I feel like we long, or at least I crave, to be known more deeply and to know more deeply other people. And yet, I think at times we also fear it more than life itself at times to really be known. Beyond the kind of the masks or the personas, the things that we've been taught to be or how to be known. But who are we really? Even deeper than those personas. So I hope my questions, my curiosities of you are clear in this video, and I'll pause here for now. I'm at about the same time that I was last week. So again, I'd like to get shorter in the future, but I'll pause here for now, and I hope to hear from you. Please reach out in any way you can and give me your thoughts on these, my thoughts.